Hi everyone. Please, if you can hear me, just indicate. Hello. Hello, if you can hear me, can you indicate? Can you hear me? Please, can you indicate if you can hear me? Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I think we just have two people online now. So let's wait for like 5 more minutes. Sorry for the delay. I was trying to set up the live stream because this is my first time of doing a live stream. So we are waiting for till 7:20. We are starting by 7:20. We still have 3 minutes to wait. So we are starting in the next 2 minutes. We are starting in the next 2 minutes. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So, the purpose of creating this channel is to share opportunities with young people, and we're not just sharing only scholarship opportunities, we're also sharing both grant opportunities and several other competitions across the world. But today, what I'll be sharing with you all is the essays and the SOP that I used for my application to Dr. Mai Yamani Scholarship at SOAS University of London. So last week we had a conversation on my Telegram where I gave some guidelines concerning the scholarship. So the Dr. Mai Yamani Scholarship is attainable at SOAS University of London. That's a School of Oriental and African Studies at University of London. And one good thing about it is that you don't have to study a specific course. All the courses at SOAS are eligible for the scholarship. All the courses are eligible for the scholarship. Then you have to, first of all, apply to the university. So when you apply to the university, you'll be given a student number. So when you are filling the scholarship form, you'll be asked your student number. So you have to submit your admission first. You have to submit your application for admission first, then apply for the scholarship. And what does this scholarship cover? It covers your tuition fee. For my course, I'm doing economics, so my tuition fee is £25,320. So it covers your tuition fee full, and it gives you annual stipend. So the stipend is broken down into 3 installments. You get the first installment in October 14th, you get the second installment around middle of January, then the third installment in the beginning of May. So this stipend altogether is a total of £18,680. Then what you have to cover by yourself, you have to pay for your visa, for your flight, and for your IHS. So these are the expenses you have to cover for yourself. But your living expenses and your school fees are covered by the scholarship. So I'm going to be sharing my SOP that I used for admission. So one of the good thing about this scholarship is that it's for African, as of last year. I don't know, this year may be different, but as of last year, the criteria for selecting people is that you must be an African. Then there is another write-up there which says that you must be resident in Iraq, Yemen, Iran also. But then I don't think that really matters a lot because I was not in any of these priority countries. It's just like their top priority, like what they'll prioritize. But then it does not matter. As long as you're an African, you are eligible. As long as you're an African, you are eligible for the scholarship. This year's own, I think I went through the website. I didn't see where it mentioned that you must be an African. But last year said you must be an African. So maybe this year may be a different criteria. So that's one good thing about it. You have to select any course of your choice, and then you'll be able to participate. You'll be able to get the scholarship as long as you got admission, unconditional offer. But before your admission comes out, once you apply, you get your student number, you can go ahead and apply for the scholarship. So let me read out my SOP. Remember, the thing they will use to judge, like the judgment criteria, is the content of your SOP and the quality of your essay, your scholarship essay, which has to show financial need. So when you are writing your SOP, don't go and be talking about your financial need in your SOP. I think your SOP should show more of your academic strength and career ambitions, what you have done and what you hope to do through your studies. I think those are the things your SOP should cover the most. Then your scholarship essays, we now talk about your hardship background. So there are two essays for the scholarship, your hardship background, and then the next question we ask you how you like why should you be selected? why should you be selected? So let me read out my SOP. So I'm reading out my SOP right now. Statement of purpose. I have been enthralled with Lavoie's work as a committed scholar participating in the Don Lavoie Fellowship because of his critical analysis of national economic planning, especially with the significant issues associated with power and knowledge problem that arise from centralized planning. These challenges are very similar to the socio-economic situation in my native country, Nigeria, which continues to impede economic growth and sustainable development in spite of Nigeria's wealth of natural resources and status as the giant of Africa. Persistent problems like poor planning, weak institutions, a low knowledge economy, and a corrupt government retard economic growth in my country, Nigeria. And millions of Nigerians are now living in poverty as a result of the country's inflation, which surged to 24-year high of 31.7% in February 2024 due to weak economic fundamentals and slow growth. According to estimates, 87 million Nigerians live below the poverty line, making them the second largest impoverished population in the world behind India. The country's poverty rate is predicted to have reached 38.9% in 2023, according to World Bank. I'm very passionate about solving the aforementioned issues through my MSc in Economics or Development Economics at SOAS University of London, and I strongly desire to be deemed worthy of the Joint Japan-World Bank Scholarship. Initially, my passion for economics dates back to my years in primary school, when my family of 8 got displaced from the northern part of Nigeria. Our dreams shattered as we were stripped of our possessions. As refugees, we fled to the abyss of our village in Ugwagede with only the clothes on our backs, forfeiting a life we once knew. My father faced a harrowing journey when he, unable to erect a dwelling place, led us to find refuge in my maternal home and remained a mere church security till his death in 2021. While our sustenance arrived in the form of food donations and alms from our compassionate priest. To survive, I turned into a multi-potentialite and made products efficiently from waste. These experiences sparked my interest in pursuing a career in economics, since it has to do with efficient allocation of scarce resources. Despite facing adversities, I graduated college as a best student, combined a BSc in economics with a full-time job because I trained myself at the university. Still graduated as the highest ranking student with an impressive CGPA of 4.48 out of 5.0. Emerged as my family's first graduate and became a global citizen. So I don't know if you guys are still following me. I'm reading the next paragraph. Furthermore, I have sharpened my analytical skills and strengthened my determination to address the complex economic problems facing my nation as a mathematics and economics teacher. My passion for economic growth and environmental sustainability led me to found Team Upcyclers, a social enterprise that uses upcycling, waste management, and educational outreach to promote sustainable development, climate justice, gender equality, and economic growth. I need to pursue this academic path, which possesses significant course modules like econometrics, macroeconomics, and microeconomics that are highly instrumental in today's business world. In order to grow as a social entrepreneur, CEO, and economist, especially considering Nigeria's current economic challenges. Also, the MSc in Economics program will undoubtedly help me to bridge the gap between academic insights and practical application by strengthening my theoretical understanding of the economy with hands-on skills. As a renowned SDG advocate, it was a calculated decision on my part to continue my education at SOAS University of London, one of the esteemed universities in the UK, ranked third in the world in terms of development studies, and one of the top hubs for economic research in the world. More so, staff members focus on topics including gender inequality, the economics of climate change, and the economics of sustainable business form part of my motivation to study at SOAS University of London, given the correlation between my proposed studies and my professional endeavors at Team Upcyclers, which have earned me the Pan-African Women Empowerment Network Diversity and Inclusion Champion Award 2023, the Irena Teaching for Net Zero Award 2023, the JCI Creative Entrepreneur Award 2024, etc. Moreover, examining STOR's work on local entrepreneurship and community revival, which highlights the critical responsibilities that social and economic entrepreneurs play in promoting resilience and community recovery, has influenced my research goals. With Nigeria as a compelling case study, I am particularly interested in conducting a literature review of the transformative potential of social entrepreneurship in promoting sustainable development and economic growth for my master's thesis, which will concentrate on developing countries. My goal is to produce practical insights that can guide policy and practice by conducting a thorough study of the distinct opportunities and difficulties that Nigeria's economic situation presents and how we can harness the opportunities through social entrepreneurship. After graduation, I want to play a major role as Nigeria's chief economist and lead the charge on innovative policies that will advance our country's economy. I look forward to honing my leadership abilities to the point where I can lead projects like Team Upcyclers with more expertise by exploring the intricacies of economic modeling, policy design, and community-centered entrepreneurship. Lastly, I strongly believe that my academic and professional background have made me a perfect match for an MSc in Economics at SOAS University of London, and I strongly wish to be considered as a strong candidate for the Joint Japan World Bank Scholarship. With my studies, I aim to contribute significantly to the conversation about Nigeria economic growth, sustainable development, and policy making, with the ultimate goal of seeing Nigeria realize its full potential for inclusive growth and high prosperity. I cannot afford a master's degree in my chosen field because of my poor background, and this scholarship is the only first step towards actualizing my dream, through which I can significantly influence Nigerian and worldwide economic strategies and policies, while creating ESG impact through greenhouse gas reduction and promoting a sustainable economic future. Thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to my acceptance into the course and my nomination for the Joint Japan World Bank Scholarship. So this is my SOP. Remember that the main reason why I applied to SOAS University of London was because of the World Bank Scholarship. I never knew that something like Dr. Mai Yamani Scholarship existed. But the only problem was that when I applied to SOAS, that was in May 2024. I applied in SOAS in May. I applied to SOAS in May. So I discovered that SOAS has already closed the deadline for World Bank Scholarship as of March. So the World Bank Scholarship, they closed it 2 months earlier before I applied. So that month that I applied, the only scholarship that was now um fully funded was the Dr. Mai Yamani Scholarship. That was the only fully funded scholarship that was available when I applied. So I just decided to just try my luck and tell them to nominate me for the World Bank, despite the fact that I knew that they have already closed the World Bank portal for their own selection. They have already closed it. So one advantage, anybody that is applying now, you have a lot of advantage because you'll be able to apply for so many other open scholarships. You'll be able to be eligible to be nominated for the World Bank Scholarship. World Bank Scholarship, you must be doing either economics or development economics. That was why I mentioned those two courses. My first choice was economics. My second choice was development economics. So I hope you all can hear me because I want to go ahead and read the next essays that I used for the Dr. Mai Yamani Scholarship. So if you can hear me, can you just type it on the chat board? Let me continue. Or if you have anything to say or any comment to make about the SOP. Okay, thank you. So I'm trying to get the scholarship essays. Yes. So okay, I can see you. Oh, thank you. The scholarship essays, the first question. Yes, yes. Visa. I had to write another application for the scholarship because the scholarship has its own form. You have to fill the scholarship form. It's a separate form. So when you apply for admission, you get your student number, then you go to the scholarship application link and fill the form. It has two questions. No, this one is my SOP. I only mentioned in the SOP that I wish to be nominated for the World Bank Scholarship. I only mentioned it in my SOP. Like they should consider me for this World Bank Scholarship. Do you understand it, Fiza? So that's the scholarship questions. There are two questions, but one of the questions, the first question has two 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 space, like you can answer it twice. The first question, you have two space to answer. Yes, the financial need, and then why should you be considered? That's what is contained in the scholarship question. But for that financial need, there are two space there. If you finish writing in the first space and you still have um more things to share about your financial situation, you can enter it in the second space. So me personally, I don't like to leave any space vacant. I like to make sure that I write everything. So that was why I used the two space for the financial need statement. I used both the first and the second space. Then the last question was, why should you be selected? So I'm going to read out the scholarship questions and then I'll read out my response to it. If you have any question, you can drop it, or any comment, you can drop it. So this is the first question. That is the statement of financial need. Provide provide a statement of financial need detailing how this scholarship would support your studies, any financial barriers to postgraduate study you might be facing, and if you have any support network to aid your studies. This is the question. Now, this is my response. They say bad thing comes in threes, but for my family, it continued to manifest in different ways. It all began in 2008 in Adamawa State, Nigeria, a once multi-religious, tolerant state. Kill them, burn them, infidels, were the chants ricocheting across the silent, bloody night. as my family of 8 raced across the stony pavement in the dead of the night. Our dreams shattered as we were stripped of our possessions. As refugees, we fled to the abyss of our village in Ugwagede with only the clothes on our back, forfeiting a life we once knew. My father faced a harrowing journey when he, unable to erect a dwelling place, led us to find refuge in my maternal home and remained a mere church security guard till his death in 2021. While our sustenance arrived in the form of food donations and alms from our compassionate priest. In the face of all these adversities, I graduated college with a symbol of victory, the Best Student Award from my town. 2 years after college, in order to balance a full-time demanding job as a bursar at the church primary school, with pursuing a rigorous degree at National Open University of Nigeria, I endured repeated surcharges for my unrelenting quest for knowledge, going to only 3 afternoon lectures a week on an empty stomach, and fending for my 4 younger siblings from my meager earnings of less than 10 USD monthly. Nevertheless, I overcame my setbacks and won, graduating as the highest ranking student in my department with an impressive CGPA of 4.48 out of 5.0. My inability to afford textbooks, which I valued as a luxury, didn't hinder my academic prowess. I defied all odds and emerged as my family's first graduate and became a global citizen. My greatest desire is to further my education through an MSc in economics, but this desire has been brought to a halt once again due to financial constraints. Currently, I'm leading a non-profit organization, Team Upcyclers, through which I empower marginalized groups, women, youths, and children with the skills to become economically fit and independent. This scholarship will help me achieve my goal of helping Nigerians, especially the poor and marginalized, become economically fit to fight the vicious cycles of poverty and persistent problems like poor planning, weak institutions, and a weak institutions, a low knowledge economy, and a corrupt government that retard economic growth in Nigeria. According to the World Bank, millions of Nigerians are now living in poverty as a result of the country's inflation, which surged to a 24% high as of which surged to a 24-year high of 31.7% in February 2024 due to weak economic fundamentals and slow growth. According to estimates, 87 million Nigerians live below poverty line, making them the second largest impoverished population in the world behind India. The country's poverty rate is predicted to have reached 38.9% in 2023, according to World Bank. I'm very passionate about solving the aforementioned issues through my master's in economics at SOAS University of London. And without this scholarship, this dream will never be actualized. I've already gotten admission for my proposed MS in economics and have this fully funded scholarship available to me as the only fully funded scholarship that I can apply for since I received my unconditional offer of admission to study MSc Economics at SOAS University of London. I acknowledge the fact that I am an African, a Nigerian precisely, and I am resident in Nigeria, a country that is not one of the top priority countries for this scholarship. I know how this scholarship is important to me, and I cannot risk not applying because I believe in miracles. And I see this opportunity as my last hope of getting a graduate degree. I sincerely wished to be considered for this scholarship, and I pledge to make you proud as I have never fallen short of my expectations in the past. So this is the first part of my financial need. I'll be reading the second part because I answered it in two sections. The second part, let me go ahead and read the second part. As a young leader who grew up in abject poverty, my parents could barely feed us once a day as we survived on the food donations from our generous priest. We wake up each day without knowing where the day's manna will come from or when we will have our next meal. I am the second child of my family of 8. My father, who has only his primary school leaving certificate, is late, and my mother, who has only her secondary school certificate, has been unemployed for the past 15 years. My elder sister, who is the first daughter, is a mere primary school private teacher, and her monthly salary is 18 USD. My two immediate younger siblings graduated high school in 2019 and 2022 respectively, and one has been working as a tailor in our village, while the other work as a primary school teacher with a salary of 8 USD because there is no money to send them to the university yet. My priest trained my elder sister at the university and gave me my first job in the church primary school in 2014 to work as a bursar and train myself at the university. Apart from being a bursar, I kept the secret box collection. I held the block rosary money, Holy Childhood money, Sion money, and Mary League Association money. And sometimes I deposit the parish money. For 6 years, I handled the church money without touching a dime of it, despite being penniless on several occasions. I made up my mind that not a dime would go missing, even though I go to work hungry almost every day. It is quite important to note that I was given the bursar position first, but due to my discipline and accountability, my priest entrusted almost 90% of the church finances to me. And I upheld that legacy even with subsequent priests. Pressured by family and friends to borrow money from one of the church fund with me, I stood my ground and withstand the challenges of watching my family starve daily instead of doing wrong. This accountability decision earned me the respect of priests and parishioners. To date, everyone, including enemies, can vouch for me today when it comes to transparency. Also, since 2014, I have been the breadwinner of my family, which is why I juggled a full-time job with my undergraduate degree. This hardship forced me to become a multi-potentialite. I did car washing, laundry, dishwashing, compound sweeping, cutting of grass, farming, cleaning of toilets, ironing of clothes, hawking, bead making, drawing, art and craft, just to make ends meet and to avoid giving my body to prostitution, just like my dad's friend, whom I beg for help, suggested that I do. My family lived at the mercy of priests and the church for over 15 years because our food was donated to us by priests. And so many days we went hungry without food or money. My father was also engaged in a lot of menial job in addition to his security work in the church. And when he eventually died of high blood pressure, my villagers, together with my father's brothers and sisters, said it to our faces that he died of hunger. This is to show you our class in the society. Finally, I sincerely value this scholarship so much, and without it, I won't be able to study for an MSc in economics, and I won't be able to help my community combat extreme poverty and the lack of economic prospects available to the poor and marginalized groups. Currently, I have no steady income. I survive only on the stipend I get for executing humanitarian and climate projects through my organization, Team Upcyclers. To sum it up, put together, my family's total monthly income is below £100, and I cannot afford to fund my studies without the scholarship. In all sincerity, everything I said here is the truth and nothing but the truth. So, how do you rate my financial need essay? I need comments. How do you rate it before I move to the last essay? Can you all hear me? I'm still waiting. No, it's not only one person that is in this call. I need your comments. How will you rate it? How will you rate my financial need? Adeba, yeah, it's true. So, like I said, this kind of essay, you have to be in the spirit to write it. You don't write it with the flesh. Thank you so much. So, I'll be moving to the last essay. And the question is, please write a personal statement detailing why you believe you are a good candidate for this scholarship and how it would contribute to your studies and future development. So let me start to read my essay for this. Fueled by my unyielding passion for social change, I became the creative force behind Team Up Cyclers, a humanitarian enterprise meant not only to combat climate crisis, but also to shape destinies by leading humanity towards achieving the intended SDGs, with my eyes set upon the impoverished, marginalized, PWDs, and IDPs. At Team Up Cyclers, we solve the pressing humanitarian need of period poverty, lack of environmental education in schools, and climate change caused by textile and plastic waste by converting textile waste into reusable sanitary pads to end period poverty and plastic waste into artworks. We also visit schools, IDP camps, and PWD homes to train them about the environment, climate change, sustainable energy, and the SDGs. My persistent dedication has produced quantifiable outcomes, as evidenced by my acquisition of 15,000 USD in grants in 2023, with which I trained 5,000 students, reintegrated 20 out-of-school pupils, funded 15 individuals to kickstart their recycling businesses, and saved a despondent youth with the gift of a vehicle for transportation business. I ask myself every day, if I don't help people, what did I gain? I have given up a number of sleepless nights to develop myself and others. My journey is fueled by a personal tragedy, the loss of my father to poverty. In my pursuit of impact, I have emptied myself to assist others. My fulfillment springs from the joy of others, and I will unapologetically sacrifice anything to amplify that joy on a grand scale. This is not just a mission, it is my lasting legacy, where every sacrifice echoes the resounding difference one unyielding individual can make. I strongly believe that I am a good fit for this scholarship because of my hardship background and how I strategically translated hardship into community development projects, creating empowerment opportunities for over 5,000 marginalized and uplifting internally displaced persons and persons with disabilities. Also, I need to pursue this master's in economics, which possesses significant course modules like econometrics, macroeconomics, and microeconomics that are highly instrumental in today's business world in order to grow as a social entrepreneur and a CEO, and to expand my project reach, especially considering Nigeria's current economic challenges. Also, the Masters in Economics program will undoubtedly help me to bridge the gap between academic insight and practical application by strengthening my theoretical understanding of the economy with hands-on skills. As a renowned SDG advocate, it was a calculated decision on my part to continue my education at SOAS University of London, one of the esteemed universities in the UK, ranked third in the world in terms of development studies, and one of the top hubs for economics research in the world. More so, staff members focus on topics including gender inequality, the economics of climate change, and the economics of sustainable business, form part of my motivation to study at SOAS University of London. Given the correlation between my proposed studies and my professional endeavors at Team Up Cyclers, which have earned me the Pan-African Women Empowerment Network Diversity and Inclusion Champion Award 2023, the Irena Teaching for Net Zero Award 2023, the JCI Creative Young Entrepreneur Award 2024, etc. I cannot afford an MSc in my chosen field because of my poor background, and this scholarship is the only first step towards actualizing my dreams, through which I can significantly influence Nigeria and worldwide economic strategies. Then after this, I attached all my project reports, all the projects I've done. I attached the link to my project report. I attached the link to my biography. I attached the link to my CV. I attached the link to my LinkedIn profile. So that's it. If you have any comments, I'll be listening. Any comment, question, I'll be willing to take it. Comment, comment, comment. I'm waiting. So one thing about when you're writing SOP, because we learn every day, we grow every day. So when you are writing an SOP, go to the school, read about the school, know what makes this school different from other schools. What makes it different from other schools? You have to know it. Also, the school's ranking or the course ranking. Why did you choose this field? If you look at my work, I talk more about development, sustainable development, economic growth. So when it comes to development studies in the whole world, when it comes to issues concerning development in the whole world, SOAS University of London ranked third. So it ranked third in the world. So if you want to learn about development, it's the top three in the world. Then what are other things that I discovered? I went through the profile of the lecturers that would teach me. That was how I saw that some of them are into economics of climate change, economics of sustainable business. That was why I mentioned it in my SOP. And there is another thing which I didn't mention. I got to learn about it as time goes on, because the more you write, the more you learn. I didn't add, like, maybe mentioning one or two staff members and maybe talking about their research project, but that's a very good thing to do. If you're writing SOP, you can go through the school's profile, the course you are going to apply to, pick a lecturer that his or her research interest aligns with your own. Go through the person's publications. You can include it, talk about it in your SOP. Like, maybe this is the main reason why you chose this school, aside from the ranking and other things. You can personalize it. Or maybe this person's work, you like to study under this person because of he has done this, he has done that. You talk about what the person has done. That's a way to make you to stand out. Also show your academic strength. Show your academic strength. Like when I mentioned, yes, okay, I'm going to explain that later. When I mentioned about my ranking when I graduated from the school, I was a top student in my class. Yes, that shows that yes, this person can actually succeed academically. Then extracurricular activities. What are other things you have done aside from your academics? That was why I talked about my projects and how I've been able to touch lives. I also told you, I think I've said it in the WhatsApp group. If you're writing essays, use the STAR method. What does the STAR method mean? Star, S stands for situation. Situation is just like a problem. You see, when I use statistics to back up my problem, when I talked about the ranking of Nigeria, Nigeria ranks second in the world in terms of like impoverished countries in the world. Nigeria ranks second. India ranked first. Nigeria ranked second. And then the inflation rate, unemployment rate. So these are the problems in the country. These are the problems in the country. So I started with the problem. That's for my SOP. I also mentioned those things in my scholarship essays as well. Started with the problem. Then that's the situation. I said STAR method. So situation, that's S. Tax. What did you do? when you saw this situation, when you saw this problem, what did you do? That's the task. That was when I talked about my initiatives, how I've been able to help people to maybe convert waste materials into wealth, to promote sustainable development, to help people create job, help people that are out of school to go back to school, reduce environmental hazard of plastic and textile waste, solve period poverty. That's the tax. Sorry, the tax is what is supposed to be done. After you have seen the problem, what are the things that are supposed to be done? You need to do some initiatives that will help solve this problem. Then the actions are all these projects that I did. The actions are the projects. Then what is the result? The result means the numbers that I now gave. Like, I was able to raise 15,000 USD in grants, and I was able to train 5,000 students. I was able to help 20 students return back to school, those that are out of school. I was able to help, like, I gave the number of the impact that I've made. So if you're talking of impact, put numbers. If you're talking of problem, put numbers. Back up your evidence with proof. You don't just come and tell them, there is one village, this happened there. What is your proof? Do you have statistical backup for that? So it's good to always back up your problem. When I quoted the World Bank several times in my problem statement, they saw, yes, if they go online, they check this thing, it's actually true. So what I said was actually true. So I don't know if someone asked me how to attach the link. I uploaded those documents in my Google Drive. Then when you upload in Google Drive, you go to manage access. When you go to manage access, you change the access, like make it accessible to everybody that has the link. If you do not change the access, it means only you can view it, another person cannot view it. So when you make it accessible, everybody can view it. Then you now copy the link from the Google Drive and then attach it to the essays. Any other question? Is there another one that has question? So for those of you that have not joined our WhatsApp group, I'm going to be sharing the link to our WhatsApp group. I feel like everybody here is in the WhatsApp group, but then let me just get the link. Okay, I'll drop the link to my WhatsApp group later. You can still revisit this video. So I'm going to be ending the live stream if there is no question. If you need help with reviewing your essays, you can send me a direct message on WhatsApp or our Telegram. You can chat me privately. I think this video should be here. This is my first time of doing a live stream. I will end the session and see how to save the video. For mathematics, you have to check. Yes, because someone in my department, the guy that got the World Bank Scholarship, his BSc was in computer science, and he was able to get the World Bank Scholarship in economics. So someone that did mathematics can also go for economics. There are so many like econometrics, advanced econometrics. We are doing coding, we are doing all these statistics things, we are doing it in econometrics. So even some part of our advanced macroeconomics has some coding there. So someone that did mathematics, I think you have more advantage because it's going to be easier for you. Okay, the application form asked you. Then you can tell them yes. So are you talking of the scholarship essay? Is that what you are talking of? Fiza, is that what you are talking of? Is it the scholarship form that asks you if you would like to be considered for the Dr. Mai Yamani and Good Enough Scholarship? It's just a yes or no question. It's a yes or no question. Any other question? The scholarship form has a fourth question. What was the fourth question? I think I should just open the scholarship form and see the questions there. Does one need to have an offer of admission before being considered? Yes. So that's why you need to write everything you are writing in your SOP. Make your SOP to stand out. Because how they will judge the scholarship is two criteria. They will judge it with what you wrote in your SOP during your application for admission. Then they will judge it also based on the scholarship essays. The fourth question, if you would like to be considered for the Dr. Mai Yamani and Good Enough Scholarship, please let us know here. I think it's a yes or no question. You have to tell them yes. The one of Good Enough, let me explain it to you. The one with Good Enough Scholarship, the one with Good Enough Scholarship means that they will give you the good enough college accommodation. And that accommodation is very, very expensive. That accommodation is £14,000. That's the accommodation. Out of the 18,000 something that you are supposed to get as a stipend, if they give you the one with Good Enough Scholarship, it means that they will remove 14,000 from your 18,000 plus and pay for accommodation. The remaining balance you will get for that 1 year is that 4,000 something stipend. So it's left for you to decide. But I think when I applied, I said yes. But I told them that the other one is the main one that I needed. But then they can still consider me for this one. Well, the main scholarship was the one I needed. Because give me money, let me use my hand and go and find cheap accommodation. You understand? That 14,000, I mean, I cannot use my two eyes like this and go and pay for rent of 14,000. I had to look for a way to save money. You understand? I had to look for a way to save money. So when they gave the scholarship, so when we had a meeting, we were discussing, me and other scholars, we were discussing. So one of them said that they sent her email, oh, she has been considered for the Good Enough College. She told them, no, I don't want Good Enough College. No, 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 I don't want it. So when she rejected the Good Enough, they now forwarded the message to the next girl. That she did not say anything, but she was like, I wish you people should just give me this money. So she's staying in the Good Enough College. Yes, it's very comfortable, but then the remaining stipend is small. So she has to like look for a way to get a job fast so she can be able to cover up because the stipend remaining is small. But me, I did not get any option, whether good enough or not. I just got the direct offer. The direct offer. That's what I got. I did not get the one of Good Enough. So last year during our set, we are supposed to be five. We are supposed to be five. Four people will get the scholarship without the Good Enough. Then one person will get the one with Good Enough. So out of five of us, four of us are girls. The fifth person, I don't know whether he's a boy or a girl, but he had visa issues. I think he's from Pakistan, the fifth person. So the person had visa issues, so he couldn't come. That was why we are now four last year. But this year is going to be six winners. So this year will be six winners. And one sweet thing about this scholarship, like, yes, I know that there are other scholarships that pays higher, World Bank, Chevening, they pay higher. Yeah, but one sweet thing about this scholarship is that Dr. Mai Yamani, she's the first female doctorate degree holder in South Africa. She's a close friend to the president of my university, the president of SOAS University of London, that is Zainab Badawi. And the president of the university is the highest authority. President's qualification in the university, like the president is higher than the vice chancellor. So president is the final authority in the school. So Dr. Mai Yamani is the childhood friend of the president of SOAS. Dr. Mai Yamani studied her BSc in America. Then she did her master's and other stuff. She did it in Oxford. But then she decided to come and give this scholarship in SOAS. She did not go to her alma mater. She did not go to Oxford to give this scholarship. She came down to SOAS to give this scholarship because of her friendship with Zainab Badawi. So, I mean, that's this thing they say, show me your friend and I'll tell you who you are. These people were friends from childhood and they have been friends, and both of them have gone so far in life. Both of them, like, they were not friends like when they had everything. They started being friends from childhood. And today, both of them are in the top positions in their industries. Zainab is a journalist and a broadcaster. So she's doing one. She's also the president of SOA. So one sweet thing about this scholarship is that we have met with them several times. Like, okay, next month now we'll be having another meeting. We have had meeting in November with Zainab Badawi and Dr. Mai Yamani. Next month, they picked just few scholarship recipients. Those that have scholarship in SOAS, they are like more than 100 people, different scholarships. But all the important locations in SOAS, they always send us email. They always invite us because of that closeness between Zainab and Dr. Mai Yamani. They always invite us. The next event we're having next week, I think it's just 15 scholarship recipients were invited from the whole of SOAS. And imagine all of us that are Dr. Mai Yamani scholars, we are also invited. All the scholarship gatherings that happen in the school, they invite us. Now they want us to meet with all the sponsors that have been sponsoring scholarships in SOAS. They want us to have a meeting with them, and four of us were invited. I mean, this scholarship will just put you in position where you get to meet with top people, like those people you don't even know. I'll be able to meet with this. Can you imagine? I'm sitting on the same table eating with president of SOAS. That's just one sweet thing about it. That's one sweet thing about it. So I believe that it's worth it. You can apply for several scholarships at a time. It does not matter. If you get two scholarships, they will check the biggest one or the one that has the highest value, and they give it to you. And you don't need to go back to your country. You don't need to go back to your country. You just have to decide whether you want to go back or not. So any other question? Like I said, if you need any personal one-on-one conversation concerning your SOP, your scholarship essays, you can always message me on WhatsApp, then we'll talk about it. And from time to time, I'll be dropping videos concerning other scholarships. I'll be dropping videos. It does not matter if you are a male or female. Position your SOP very well and show them that you need the scholarship. Guys, show them you need this money. Show them you need the scholarship. Me, I don't believe in any limitation. Assuming I said, oh, because they said you must be resident in Iran, Iraq, or Palestine. Oh, I cannot apply. Assuming I said that. Do you know I nearly avoided the scholarship. But what I told myself is, even if I apply or not, I did not lose anything. Let me just apply. When I was waiting for scholarship, I didn't count this one as the scholarship I was waiting for. So even if you are a male, write your essays, write it to be compelling enough to make them to give you this scholarship. That's just the point. Even if you are the only guy that will get the scholarship, write it. But I was hearing that the guy that was not able to make it, that is a male. So that's what I heard. Do you know when we were meeting with Zainab, when we were talking about our stories, they were crying. Zainab Badawi was crying. Dr. Mai Yamani was crying. Like, there is a kind of thing. And she said that when she read our essays, my own and the other girl from Kenya, her dad is also late. When she was reading our story, both of us, she said she was crying. Even when we were narrating, when we were talking, they were crying. So just know how you position yourself, how you write your essays to touch the heart of the selection committee. Also, if you know how to pray, pray, because there is nothing God cannot do. The day I got this scholarship, I was already giving up on myself because I don't even have up to 100K in my account that day. I don't have any money again. I was thinking of how to go back to teaching job, how to go and start looking for work. That was the day I got the scholarship, when I was already losing all hope. 30th of July. Imagine getting a scholarship at that point. If you stay till July and you no get scholarship, guy, you go just lose hope. But I don't know what gave me the morale. I kept on telling my landlord, I'm leaving Nigeria by September. That was what I was telling my landlord. I'm going to get a scholarship and I'll leave Nigeria by September and you will refund me. I was telling him with faith. January pass, February pass. I did MasterCard interview. They rejected me after interview. I did not give up. I did the Erasmus interview. They rejected me. They put me on wait list after interview. I didn't give up. I was still having faith. Till May, I did not see anything. June, I didn't see anything. I was still having faith that September I will not be in Nigeria. I'll travel out of Nigeria by September. I was having faith. So I don't know, but then you have to have faith, like just have faith and then have faith and then work hard. I believe that with your faith and your hard work, and you also pray about it, you'll be able to get it. So I'm hoping that from this our group, from the participants of this training and those that watch this video, at least if they are picking 6 people, let 5 people come from here at least. That's my prayer, and I need you guys to make me proud. Like, I want you to come back and testify, oh, I watched this video and so I was able to get this scholarship. That's just what I want. Thank you. I'm about to end the session now. Any other question? Charles, you said if you come, no going back. Who will give you sugar in your mouth and you throw the sugar away? Nobody will do that now. No worry, by God's grace, you are going to see. Any other question? I should go ahead and end the call, right? Okay. Thank you all for joining. See you in the WhatsApp group. Bye.